Friends, welcome back to the second edition, second annual, I should say, spring game draft here on the Wolverine.com. Anthony Broome here with Clayton Sayfie. Spring football wrapping up. I shouldn't say wrapping up. They're going to have another practice after the spring game on Saturday afternoon in Ann Arbor. I think they'll practice Monday is the plan as of now, but spring football's wrapping up. It's a little bit earlier than everyone else. We jumped. I felt like we got into we started getting the meat and potatoes of spring football, or at least started to set it up sometime in late February. But as we did last year, we'll kind of just breeze through this thing. We will talk about our picks, but Clayton and I are going to basically pick our spring game teams. And Clayton, being the resident champion here, set the terms. I think all of our rules are pretty much the same, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, just for the people, there are several guys that are injured, going to be held out of this game. There could be more that, let's say there's something that precautionary comes up the day before. They're practicing Friday. So let's say somebody tweaks something, they probably won't go. But we're going to assume everybody is available in this mock game that we are drafting for, outside of the following guys: running back Blake Corum, running back Donovan Edwards, running back Cole Cabana, linebacker Junior Colson, offensive lineman Drake Nugent, offensive lineman Miles Hinton, and cornerback Will Johnson. Obviously, there are some one transfer, Ladarius Henderson, and several freshmen that will join the team in the summer. They're not eligible, of course. This is just for the spring, just for the guys that are available. We're going to do a coin toss to see who gets the top pick. The loser of the coin toss gets to choose whether they want to be Team Maize or Team Blue. I'll say this, too. They can choose their head coach. The head coaches this year in the real spring game are Mike Hart and Jay Harbaugh. And then what we will also do is it's a snake format once again. So number one pick goes, and then whoever has the second also has the third. Whoever had the first has the fourth and the fifth. So we go 2-2-2, two couple things. It'll keep it moving a little bit quicker, and it will also provide be a little bit more fair, I think, in terms of how it'll even out and who gets what pick. So that, I believe those are the only rules that we have. Other than that, it's a free for all, and we'll see what happens. And we'll have the people on the fort, our premium message board at thewolverine.com, vote on who has the better team, because I guess we can't actually have these teams line up and play, as fun as it would be, and with Anthony and I coaching them. So that will be fun. We'll get a vote, and then we're going to follow up with some content talking about our draft, which also ties into real football, the real roster, why guys are valuable, that sort of thing, as we go forward here and Michigan pushes into the summer.
Yeah, and part of it may have been first-year hazing. A lot of it just had to do with the fact that I drafted a terrible team. Clayton kicked my ass last year. I'm here to own that. I went back in the lab. I had my Rocky training montage. We'll see. I'm not going to make any grand proclamations, but
I think you're going to do well. I do think you're going to do well. So I'm excited to, for this competition here.
The good thing for me is that I did go back and look at last year's draft. I pinpointed the exact moment, and really the exact moment was the coin flip, because you won the coin flip. You got the quarterback of your choose, or you got the only healthy quarterback between Cade McNamara and JJ McCarthy. You can argue I lost it there, but there were a couple other spots where, just total brain farts. But I am prepared this year. Clayton is prepared this year. And for those of you who are watching this on the video version, I will have it again. Sorry, right now we're down a producer here, so you have to deal with the production value you get from us. I will have you'll be able to follow this live picture in picture with the Google Sheet that I have set up. So we're stepping things up around here, but. Really quick, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this draft, that's the second time I've used that term already. As you can see, if you're watching online, we are sponsored, of course, by Vitamin Energy. You hear us talk about them all the time. I have the burner shot here.
That's
Vitamin Energy. It is a good one.
One of my favorites.
It is a good one. I like the berry. Might have to do some kind of trade with you, because I like some of those berry ones too.
I'll hook you up.
But thank you. I appreciate that. Benefits in every single shot. It's naturally caffeinated. It's gluten, vegan, and kosher certified. ketosis friendly, 0 sugars and artificial flavors, 0 carbs. There's something for everyone in all of Vitamin Energy shots. Immune and mood booster, the B12, vitamin D, workout plus, sport plus, focus shots, and more. No jitters, no crash, supports gut health. That's very important too. So please check out the website at vitaminenergy.com. Use the promo code Wolverine BOGO to get one to buy one, get one free. I'm already tongue-tied here. That's not a good sign for me. Wolverine BOGO at vitaminenergy.com. So the link or the info for all that is displayed below us. So, I mean, we've set this thing up, Clay. Are you ready to get this draft going?
It's coin toss time, baby. Let's go.
All right. It's like the NFL draft when they have to do the coin toss to determine who gets like the 11th or 12th pick when two teams are tied here. All right. Well, you being the incumbent champion, you will get to call it. This is a web-based app, so we won't call it in the air, but just call it now, and I'll flip here.
All right. Tails never fails. Let's go.
Achievement unlocked. Baby steps.
All right. Heads
it
is.
Failed, right?
It
heads?
failed that time.
Yeah.
It is heads. Yeah, I don't know why it says baby steps. That is Abe Lincoln's face behind that. All right.
Honest Abe. Honest Abe. Yep.
Honest Abe.
Okay.
So
Here
I
we
believe
go, baby.
that's going to give me that will give me first pick, and then you can pick which team. Are you Maize or are you Team Blue?
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna go Maize. You know, we'll be wearing the all Maize uniforms. Haven't broken it out in a game yet. Well, Michigan did just once in 2017. Guys have been hinting at it a little bit. I think it's fun and this time of year to wear something like that. So I'm going Team Maize. I'm gonna go with my head coach being Mike Hart. One of my favorite players of all time growing up, and obviously a fantastic coach, and is fresh off a hot win on the recruiting trail. So I'm going to go with Michael Hart. So your coach, the coach of Team Blue will be Jay Harbaugh, Anthony, also a shining star as a coach.
That's fine with me. I'm setting up here the sheet so we can love doing this. It's not live, but here we go here. Just make sure I can text wrap. I'll share the screen. And we'll be good to go. I'll just start off by saying this. No drama in my first pick this time around. I'm going with JJ McCarthy. He is I don't even need to explain it, but what it does is tee up a double dip for you.
That's what the coin toss did, right? That was whoever wins the coin toss gets JJ. So I didn't want to say that before, just in case you had any other ideas in mind. But yep, you have JJ McCarthy. With my second and third pick, respectively, I'm going to go with Zach Zinter, offensive lineman, and defensive tackle Chris Jenkins.
Interesting. I'm already feeling good about this draft because first two picks kind of went the way in my brain that I thought they might. So I am going to counter that with, let me look at my draft board here. Let's go with, I'm going to go Trevor Keegan and Mason Graham. So I'm kind of matching you position by position here. Not really, but that's just how the board shakes out early on. I like the battle being decided in the trenches here. So, all right, there we go. We're into round 3 already for a back-to-back for you, Clayton.
Good picks there, for sure. I'm going to go with Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson.
Ooh. I thought about picking one of the wideouts, but you got the top two. So you're supporting it's the infrastructure around the quarterback here. God, I know we're on this once again. I know we're on the same page because my top 7 is completely off the board here.
Wow.
So, do you mind not to disrupt the flow? Can we go through injuries here again real quick?
Yeah, let me list those out and maybe write them down as we go. Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, Cole Cabana, Junior Colson, Drake Nugent, Miles Hinton, and Will Johnson.
Okay. Oh, gosh. This is tough. I am going to go with need a wide receiver. I'll tell you what, did you say Colston Loveland was on the injury chart?
Nope.
He's not. I'm going to go with Colston Loveland and then follow that up with, it's already getting difficult. We're 5 picks in. I got to hurry up here so I don't lose the pick.
Minnesota Vikings.
Braden McGregor. Go with Braden McGregor. So there we go.
All right. My next 2 picks are going to be Rod Moore and Mike Sainristil.
Okay, I need
Keep in mind, Rod can play. Both guys can play nickel. Rod can play safety, obviously, and Mikey can play corner. I just want to get that out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just call a spade there and say that might be the 2 picks that win you this draft.
You shouldn't have said that, but the voters are listening.
That's fine. That's fine. I got to be smart about how I follow it up. So let's go with Amorian Walker and Makari Page.
Okay. I'm going to go Carson Barnhart and Trente Jones. Keep in mind, you got a couple versatile guys there as well.
Yep. Again,
I'm just pandering to the voters, just getting the info out there as my PR team.
Let's. Kind of drying up here. Offensive line, a couple directions you could go. Let's go a little bit of a youth movement here. Let's go Giovanni El Hadi and Greg Crippen.
I like those, especially Gio. Gio, another versatile piece. I will give you that. Obviously started his career as a tackle. He's played guard lately. Seems to have settled in there. My next 2 picks, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Kalel Mullings, who is a running back currently during this spring, but also has versatility, could play linebacker if I needed him to. Just want to get that one out there as well, get ahead of the story. And, man, this is tough. I'm going to go with – it's tough.
Also, disclaimer, not even a disclaimer, just another realization. Holy hell, this team is very deep and very talented.
It is. It is. And keep in mind, did you hear the guys we listed off for injuries too? If they were part of this, it'd be that much more fun and the team would look that much more loaded. I'm going to go with CJ Stokes as my offensive weapon.
Oh, you bastard. Okay.
My offense is pretty loaded right now, and I will say this, in terms of a strategy, because I've used a lot of picks there, I mean, I knew if I didn't get JJ, I wanted to surround whoever my quarterback ends up being with plenty of help on the offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, that sort of thing to kind of, mitigate some of the damage of not getting number 9. I don't know why I almost said he's number 6, but number 9.
God, the running back room just looks so different when you don't have either of those 2 guys. The 2 guys being Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. Yeah, JJ needs some love and some weapons here. So I am going to go with. God, I almost have to look up the roster and see who else is left at running back. We've still got Benjamin Hall. We've still got Tavier Dunlap. First and foremost, I'm not gonna let this one get swooped out from underneath me. I'm got to take Darius Clemens here. You know what? I'll double that up. I'll go Darius Clemens, Tyler Morris.
I like it. I'm going to go with RJ Moten at the safety spot. And I have Chris Jenkins as well. I didn't add that. And I'm going to go with AJ Barner at tight end.
Okay. RJ Moten, AJ Barner.
Yep.
Okay. What am I working with here? Braden McGregor as well. He's on there.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
I gotta. So something that got me into trouble last year is I don't think I kept very good track of the picks, and I left a couple big names out. And then you take the guys, and I'm like, geez, oh Pete.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I'm glad we have it pulled up.
RJ off the board. I am going to go with. Got to go with the guy who was apparently the first overall pick in this draft, Kenneth Grant on the defensive line. And then we'll follow that up with Jaden McBurrows at cornerback.
I like it. I'm going to go with Rayshon Benny on the defensive line, along with I'm going to take Jeff Percy. I'm going to place him at my left tackle spot. That's actually going to kick Carson Barnhart inside to a guard spot. Or I could move Trente Jones inside potentially, but Carson a little more experienced there. So my O-line shaking out pretty well with Jeff Percy, Carson Barnhart, Zach Zinter, and Trente Jones so far. Okay. Still need a center.
Yeah. Still need a running back. Could use.
I will say this too while Anthony's thinking. I absolutely took CJ Stokes after Kalel Mullings so that he couldn't have one of the top two running backs on my board. Like, I don't actually need both, but
you did well.
Part of the draft, right, is to get guys. It's like when you're recruiting your own. I think of it like this: when you're recruiting your own footprint in real life football. This is fake football, but in real life, when you're recruiting Michigan or you're recruiting Ohio, you're not only getting a talented player that you identified as one that you want, you're also taking them away from other schools that you play on a yearly basis. So that's important. Anthony and I, we play on a yearly basis. So I'm trying to take these guys away from him as well as get them on my own team.
Yeah. Well, you're a bastard. I mean, that's the best way to sum it up. I love it though. I love it. Looking, where could I be a bastard at? Let's go with. I'm going to double dip here. I'm going to go with two linebackers. I'm going to go with Michael Barrett and Ernest Hausman.
Okay. Good picks. I'm going to go with Jalen Harrell.
Okay.
And
My guy.
that is your guy. I thought you were maybe going to overvalue him, so I was kind of staying away. But I'm going to go with Jalen Harrell and Josiah Stewart.
I'm going to bring this little edge rusher party to a close and go with Derek Moore.
It's a great pick. I was a little torn there between Josiah and Derek, but
we could stop there for a second. I mean, you look at those, as this little 4-man edge group. I think we talked about this a little bit on our Monday night show. I feel like all these guys are interchangeable.
Yeah, and they're all going to have
little foursome.
They're all going to have different roles. I mean, my thinking there with Jalen Harrell as more of kind of a run stuffer type who can also cover, and then we've seen him also rush the passer. And then Josiah Stewart on the other side, maybe a little bit more of a specialist, get after the quarterback. I don't know if JJ is going to be live on Saturday, but I think for this mock game, right, he is. And I'm excited to see Josiah Stewart. He looks like the real deal, in some of these pictures out of practice and watching his film from Coastal Carolina, but it'll be an adjustment. And but I'm just excited to see kind of the way he moves out there on Saturday.
I'm with you there.
But Derek Moore as well. I mean, he was a guy we were talking a lot about coming out of the spring game last year. So excited to see him too. Hasn't been a ton of buzz on him, but this spring, but that could just be, lack of, a lot of guys hyping up Braden McGregor. And when you get asked about Braden McGregor, you may not bring up Derek Moore. So I try not to read too much into that sort of stuff.
Well, he's just so steady too. I mean, I don't know that he's a guy that's going to wow you with his pass rush or, I like him a lot as a 3-down defender. And again, that's me praising one of your picks, but like we said, that's one of my guys. I've been on him. I've been on the hype train for him. I feel like
you're talking about Jalen, right?
Jalen Harrell.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, that's enough stalling out of me. Let's go with. Yeah, I have one more here. Need an offensive lineman. There's a couple directions I could go here. Andrew Gentry still available. Miles Hinton still available. Raheem Anderson still available. I'm going to go with. Miles Hinton.
We do have him on the injured list, but
he is on the injured list. My bad. Okay, so let me just quickly fix that and go with the guy who would have been next up on my list in Andrew Gentry. Just a massive human being. So
yes, I like him. I think he could be a guy we're talking a lot about coming out of Saturday's real life game. I'm going to go for my next 2 picks. One Tommy Doman and one AJ Henning.
Okay. Now,
here's the thing, Anthony. Here's the thing, too. Like, you have JJ. I don't want to say this to the voters, but I guess I'll throw you a bone. I may get stopped in the red zone. I need 3 points, baby. I need 3 points, and Tommy Doman can get me that. So you have the quarterback that'll maybe make that play in the red zone. I don't have a quarterback yet, but I need to get 3 points. So
understood. I was almost going to broach this subject with you, but now that we're into it, I'm not gonna. We won't do any rules changes. So it's like, Tommy Doman is probably going to kick and punt for this team this year. I know they're going to give Adam Samaha a shot.
I'm not planning on punting. I'm not planning on punting, by the way.
I don't think they even punt in a spring game. So I'd have to look. Make no bones about it. I'll have to look up who the other kickers options are. I know Samaha will be here in the fall. It sounds like they're going to give him a shot to maybe win that job, but they're fine with Tommy doing both. But as of right now, you have him as your kicker. So it's good value pick. Well, I don't know about value, but it's scarce. The resources are scarce there. So let's see. What else do I need here? Still need another wide receiver. Still need a running back. Offensive weapon. You know what? I don't know who the hell my running back's going to be. And I don't. No, I'm gonna save that pick. Let's see what else we have. Cornerback available, safety available. Let's go with Miles Pollard at corner. I feel like I got a pretty good. We don't know. We haven't seen these guys play. That's what makes Saturday kind of exciting. Well, really exciting. Need another wide receiver still. Henning's off the board. Give me wide receiver wise. I want to go with. Let me see who else is on. Let me finish my offensive line first. Don't get too ahead of myself here. Go with Raheem Anderson. So tackle wise, I mean, Gentry looks like he can play tackle and guard. Keegan, we've seen play tackle or guard. El Hadi has mostly played guard, but was recruited as a tackle. So got a couple guys that can play center in there. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the offensive line I have with JJ McCarthy and some of the other pieces. So there we go. Offensive line completed.
Okay. I'm going to go with at linebacker, Nakai Hill-Green. Excited to see him on Saturday as well. Felt bad for him last year that he wasn't able to play. His injury just kept lingering. So excited for his return. He is an awesome kid. I'm going to go with him, and I'm also going to pick Jair Hill at the corner spot. Freshman, I believe Michigan's highest rated signee. Depends on who you ask. I think one of the services or maybe the industry ranking, he's the highest. Cole Cabana, who is currently injured at the running back spot, may be the highest per on 3. But Jair Hill right up there was a huge land on signing day for Michigan.
Okay. What else is out there still? It's funny. I'm looking at a depth chart where it has Tommy Dolman as the punter, the place kicker, and the holder, which, I mean, that's not, if he does that, I mean, we're talking about a kicker as the Heisman. If you kick, punt, and hold at the same time, it's not even physically possible.
That's ridiculous. I don't know who put that together. Here are a couple names for you. Charlie Mentzer, Mentzer. Why can I not say that right now? At the place kicking spot. And actually, our Chris Ballas had reported going into spring that there are people high on him and he could be a surprise. So I'm going to throw you that bone. Okay. Remember last year, Rhett Anderson, who's going pro now. He was working out at Michigan's Pro Day, but he was a walk-on who actually impressed quite a bit in the spring game. Extra points, punts, that sort of thing. So these guys are not chopped liver. These guys can play.
They are not chopped liver. Can confirm that. Tell you what, I don't know. Where are we at pick-wise? I don't know who's going to be running the ball for me yet. This is 2 picks for me, right? Who was your second pick after Jair Hill?
It was Nakai and then Jair Hill.
Okay, that's my fault.
Nope, you're good.
So I have a back-to-back here. So I'm going to go with – he's my offensive weapon, but really he's more of an extra blocker. I'm going to go with Max Bredesen at tight end.
Cool.
I don't know who's running the ball for me yet. I'll just make that pick right now. Why not? Let's go with Benjamin Hall. Freshman, early enrollee, thighs like tree trunks. We'll see what happens.
For sure. It's tough. I'm looking at a big roster hole here at corner with my other pick. But I am going to go with – so how many picks do we have left, Anthony? I have 4 left.
So
that's correct. Yeah.
You have 5 left.
Oh, yeah,
5
you're right.
left.
And you have 4 left.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Jimmy Rolder at linebacker. And I'm going to go with Cameron Calhoun, another freshman, at the corner spot.
All right. We are into round 22 here. 4 picks left for each of us. I still need a safety, a kicker, a wide receiver. That doesn't make sense. Do I? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Safety, wide receiver. At this point, you're looking for guys that kind of like these off the wall names that are probably going to play most of the spring game after they get starters out and things like that.
So that's part of it too, though, is like, aren't we kind of under the assumption that our guys are just playing, the whole time?
That's true. That's a good point.
Like, this isn't a real game. We can't predict how they're going to use these guys. JJ may get 4 series and, he's done. But for this sake, like, you have JJ the whole time. I'm giving you that. So
yeah, okay. I guess I was more kind of about to spin it into someone who I think when we step out of this draft and into reality, who could have a big day on Saturday and kind of flash some stuff late is freshman wide receiver Frederick Moore.
Okay.
So that was a big buildup for Frederick Moore.
Hey.
And then I wonder if my numbers are off here, because were we supposed to get 3 defensive linemen? Maybe this is just 24 rounds.
Okay.
So 3 picks left for each of us. So that's my bad. I numbered it wrong.
There are 2 left.
2 picks left. I'm sorry. 2 picks left for each of us. I'm going to go with
You know what?
Here.
You know what? Let's just make it 25. You just take a position, an extra piece.
Wild card.
Yep, exactly.
All right. I need a safety here. I'm going to go with Quentin Johnson.
It's a good one. He's a vet. He played well in the spring game last year. He got a little bit of run during the season. I think there was a point where he was, because Jamon Green corner blitzed against TCU, there was Quentin Johnson on Quentin Johnston from TCU. That did not work out well, by the way. But
no, it did not.
No, it did not. My center is going to be Raheem Anderson. Hear a lot of good things about how the homegrown product,
I believe,
is doing.
Raheem came off the board. I have Raheem. Yep.
I thought you took Crip.
I do. I have them both.
Oh, you have them both. Okay.
Gentry, Keegan, Crippen, El Hadi, Anderson.
Okay. I like that. Then I'm going to play my guy Reese Atterbury at the center spot, or Zinter. We saw him do that. Was it last year in the spring game? I think so. A little bit. So I'm going to, do what you will with those guys. But I got Reese Atterbury on the offensive line. That's about it other than quarterback for me. So I'm going to take Jack Tuttle as my quarterback. He's got loads of experience. He's entering his 6th year of college football. I like Davis Warren. He was the darling of the spring game last year. But I like what we're hearing about Jack Tuttle. I think he is going to come out of spring potentially in the driver's seat for that number 2 job, and is very experienced and will relish his first time in the big house playing.
Yeah, I need a kicker. So Charlie Metzer, out of Northville, welcome to the party, pal. You are on the list.
Hey, Northville is a great place to come out of if you're a kicker.
Absolutely. That's
Jake Moody.
Hey, I'll take it.
All right.
If I only need extra points, I trust Charlie can do that. So
for sure.
Well, we'll go with the 25th and final pick. We'll just call it the WC for the wild card. So I guess following the order like we have, I'll go with that one. Let's see what positions what else do we have here? I feel like there's someone in this draft. Looking at the 2 deep here. I feel like there's someone here that won't get selected that we'll hear about from our wonderful board members and people that listen to the podcast. Mm, goodness. Yeah, I mean, I need another running back, so I might as well just go with Tavi or Dunlap.
It's a good call. I'm going to go with Micah Pollard at the linebacker spot. Just kind of solidify things there a little bit. If Jimmy's not playing so well, we'll put in Micah Pollard, who I think has some high upside here. Showed some athleticism on special teams last year. Bulked up a little bit this offseason. Needed to after switching inside from edge. And we will go with him. But hell of a draft, man. We both got some pretty good teams. Should we read them off for you want to read your team and then I'll read my team just for the people that are just listening right now?
Yeah. So I'll just go position.
Yes. Yep.
Position by position here. So quarterback, I have JJ McCarthy. Running back, I have Benjamin Hall, and then also the wild card pick of Tavier Dunlap. My wide receivers are Darius Clemens, Tyler Morris, and Frederick Moore. My tight end is Colston Loveland. My offensive weapon is Max Bredesen as an extra blocker. Andrew Gentry, Trevor Keegan, Greg Crippen, Giovanni El Hadi, and Raheem Anderson on the offensive line. My edge rushers are Braden McGregor and Derek Moore. Defensive linemen, I have Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant. Jim Harbaugh's two gifts from the football gods last offseason. Linebacker, Michael Barrett and Ernest Hausman. Cornerbacks, I have Amorian Walker, Jaden McBurrows, and Miles Pollard. My safeties are Makari Page and Quentin Johnson. And my kicker/punter is Charlie Mentzer.
All right. My quarterback is Jack Tuttle. Running back, Kalel Mullings. Running back, CJ Stokes. Wide receiver, Roman Wilson. Wide receiver, Cornelius Johnson. Wide receiver, AJ Henning. Tight end, AJ Barner. Offensive lineman, Jeff Percy. Offensive lineman, Carson Barnhart. O-lineman, Reese Atterbury. O-lineman, Zach Zinter. Offensive lineman, Trente Jones. Edge, Jalen Harrell. Edge, Josiah Stewart. Defensive tackle, Chris Jenkins. Defensive tackle, Rayshon Benny. Linebackers, Nakai Hill-Green, Jimmy Rolder, and Micah Pollard. Cornerback, Mike Sainristil. Cornerback, Jair Hill. Cornerback, Cameron Calhoun. Safety, Rod Moore. Safety, RJ Moten. Kicker/punter, Tommy Doman. And wild card, or I already said him, but my wild card, Micah Pollard at linebacker. I love my team, man. I love Team Maze.
I like Team Blue. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I sing your praises because I respect you. And I kind of have to because I was on the losing end of this last year and might be on the losing end of it this year. I mean, we'll see what the people ultimately say, but I would watch this game. I like how both of these teams stack up, honestly.
Oh, it'd be awesome to watch this game. I wish the only thing about Saturday is I'm extremely excited to get back in the big house to watch football. It's fun to watch these guys, a lot of the young guys. It did get a little boring last year. It did at the end, and Harbaugh extended the clock an extra few minutes, which I think is just classic Harbaugh. And he was also doing video reviews, and he was doing, he was kind of deciding like how the reviews went. They had like the projector up there or something where he was watching plays back. So, it got a little boring, but at the same time, that's when it was all walk-ons at that point. But the guys that are going to contribute this year and are going to contribute in the next few years are really fun to watch in an event like this. We got a bunch of contributors for this year, or at least potentially on these teams. So this would be a stellar matchup.
Yeah. And hey, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and campaign for people picking me, but like I said, I like my defense, obviously like my quarterback. Got some young wideouts. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But
here's what the people can do though is please give a thumbs up on this video if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for all your support to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. We are nearing, I think, 22,000 subscribers, so we want to hit that let's hit that one pretty soon. I don't want to put an exact date on it, but let's hit that before we go into summer. The support on the YouTube channel has been awesome from everybody. And we are going to be on the Wolverine.com on our message board, the fort, discussing these teams. We're going to put out the poll and you guys vote. I mean, who wins this game? I don't know who the people are going to pick, to be honest. I think JJ gives you that leg up. I do like the rest of my roster, but you also have a pretty stacked roster as well. But I'm excited to see how the people vote. We're going to do a little discussion article as well following up. So I am very, very excited.
The one thing that I hope to avoid, and we'll talk about this we can talk about it off air, is I don't want to press stop on this recording and then Clayton's just like, yes, I screwed you over so bad. Yes. Maybe it happened. I don't know. But Clayton is always.
I screwed you over. I'm confident in my picks, but I don't. Last year, I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh my gosh, I have this in the bag. Like, but
well, hey, no.
I think it was
all
good.
jokes aside, all jokes and battered Wolverine syndrome aside, awesome to do this exercise again. We will, for those of you watching the video, we are going to kind of do if you've followed the site lately, we've done these Slack or not these. It's like a back and forth kind of chain mail type feature where we go through our picks and we talk about strengths and weaknesses and things like that. So we will do that. That will be up shortly after this is or readily available soon enough. So spring football winding down. Clayton Sayfie, thank you again for your time. Like you said, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel below. For those of you in the podcast feed, leave a 5-star review. Let us know if you had the number one pick. Who are you going with, or what would your board look like? I'd be interested to see that as well. So for Clayton, I'm Anthony Broome for the Wolverine.com. We will talk to you again soon.